Uh, Good evening, everyone. Today is Thursday, November the 14th, 2024. It's 6:30 p.m. The Board of Police Commission is called to order. We have Deputy Chief Chaplain DeSante Irvin on Zoom. You may open us up in prayer.
Thank you, sir. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and this time. We ask that you touch this board of police commissioners, that you touch the city of Detroit and the officers that serve our community. We ask that you allow this meeting to go forth according to your plan and your agenda. Allow them to accomplish what they have come forth to do. And we speak blessings upon all the participants in this meeting, and just ask that you would have your way. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. At this time, we don't have a quorum in, but we expect a quorum very, very shortly. As soon as we do that, we'll get to the business. But until then, we're going to ask the secretary to give her a report.
Chairman Woods, the report this evening is the, Office of Chief Investigator Weekly Inventory Report for the period November 2nd through November 8th. The announcements this evening are as follows. Our next board meeting is Thursday, November 21st, 2024, 3 p.m. at Detroit Public Safety Headquarters. The next community meeting will be held Thursday, December 12th, 6:30 p.m. at Wayne County Community College District, Curtis L. Ivory Campus, which is located at 1001 West 4th Street. The next committee meetings of the board are as follows. Citizen complaints, Tuesday, November 19th, 3:30 p.m., and Budget Committee on Tuesday, November 19th, at 4:30 p.m. That is the report and announcement, sir.
Thank you very kindly. We're going to, until we get a quorum, we're going to go to oral communications.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have 7 speakers. The first 3 speakers will be Mr. Rue, Ms. Glenda McGadden, and Mr. Gregory Moss. Please state your name for the record when you speak.
Are they here? Yep. How you doing, ma'am? You may be heard. Make sure we keeping time properly. Who's keeping the time? Madam Secretary, are we keeping the time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. You may be heard.
Glenda McGadney from Russell Woods neighborhood, and this is a follow-up information. A few weeks ago, I gave information regarding someone in my neighborhood who suffered from mental illness, and I'm really pleased this past Friday. I want to let Officer George as well as Commissioner Woods know that I came home around 2 o'clock and the individual was out of sorts, and I called 911, and within a couple of hours, thank God, 2 officers came out. They talked to him and saw he was out of sorts, and then 2 other cars came, so it was a total of 3 cars, and he was taken to the hospital. I'm so thankful for that. And as far as I know, he's being evaluated since this past Friday. So I thank you for your prayers, and I just want to let you know, please continue to pray for our neighborhood. Also, last thing, some of you may know about Councilman James Tate. He has the Protect Your Crown survey, so I ask everybody they can go on the internet and Google Correct Your Crown, and they need to do that mental survey. It's about 5,000 individuals who need to respond to that. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you very kindly. Excellent movement that Councilman Tate has in terms of Protect Your Crown. Mental health is very, very serious in our community. I did the survey myself, and I do encourage everyone to connect with Councilman Tate's office to participate in that. And I'm so happy that you got the response for your community. Thank you for advocating for the gentleman. Next speaker.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm Gregory Moss, proud resident of Detroit. Just moved back last year. Did 13 years for college, and well, not all 13 in college, but went to Houston, studied political science, minor in pre-law. The whole purpose of me up here is because the other day I was harassed by some police officers. Reached in my vehicle, told us to get out, very rude, never asked for ID, never asked for anything besides attitude. Actually in front of my home as well, brand new car. Everything's in order. Threatened to tow us. I just want to get an investigation with these police officers. I have the time it happened, what they look like, the partners, two different ethnicities, the type of car they drive, obviously. You know, each color police car is something different. The reason why I went to Texas to study political science was because of what was going on in the city when I graduated from Cass Tech, and I get back to the city, and it's the same thing going on with the officers. Very disrespectful, no communication, bullying, harassing, and they chose the right one. I have family members who was on the board. I have a lot of people that, you know, are behind me with this, and I'm going to continue to push this issue because their job is to serve and protect, not bully and harass.
Absolutely. If we can have our staff member to stand up, and you see our staff member, you can do a complaint with her right there. She'll take your complaint.
Sweet. And it's not a complaint. I think the word complaint is different from making, like, complaint is I'm like trying to advocate something that's annoying. This is not a complaint. This is actually bringing light to an issue. This is an issue.
Well, we only take citizen complaints, you know,
for
for the Board of Police Commission. We take citizen complaints, and our investigators investigate them. And you would get a finding from our investigators for sure. If you want,
right?
yeah, but she works for Warfield. She's one of our staff members, and she would take your complaint. And anything else that we could do to be able to help beyond that, we're here to help you as well.
Appreciate it.
All right, brother. Yep. Next speaker. If you could take him in the hall.
Good evening,
Take care.
everyone. First off, James E. Tate Jr., District 1, Detroit City Councilman, member, is a whole fraud. Now, I spoke to that man 45 minutes on the phone, and now I want to get to that in a minute. I want to give big shout out to former Chief of Police James E. Craig, because had he not called in the Michigan State Police, I would have never knew who owned the bank account that Kenesha's money went to from the unemployment insurance fraud that was committed against her. And then I also want to give congratulations to Mr. Todd Bettison, the new chief of the Detroit Police Department. Now back to James E. Tate Jr. I talked to him for 45 minutes on the phone. I explained to him how a small-frame individual woman could not take a gun and shoot herself in the left side in the abdomen, through gunshot wound, no bullet fragment recovered at the scene, no crime scene analysis done, and I don't know how seasoned homicide investigators and detectives, no gun stipplings on the entry wound, as a matter of fact, and she didn't die from the gunshot wound, she died from blood loss. Massive blood loss. She lost 10 L's of blood. They left her to bleed out. Now, her 5-year-old daughter asked for some help. And y'all been sitting up here, Darryl Woods. You done got in the way, man. You got to go. Turn in your resignation now. Resign from this board because you went in after the board subpoenaed to request the report, Michigan State review of the investigation. You went in and said, don't do the subpoena process. Instead, send a letter over to the Michigan State Police, and they returned a redacted report.
Okay, that's time. Thank you. Next speaker.
Our next three speakers will be
You go ahead.
Through the chair.
Yeah.
Okay. Through the chair. Mr. Ruben Crowley, I've spoken with you several times.
And I don't know where you're getting your information from, but I did explain to you that I am handling Kenesha Coleman's case right now. So if you would just be patient and just let.
I've been patient.
I understand, but just be patient, and I am handling it now. It is in my court. Thank you, sir.
3 years.
Next speaker.
Our next, thank you, Mr. Chair. Our next 3 speakers will be Mr. Jadante Smith, Ms. Williams, and Ms. Fredia Butler.
Good afternoon. I just want to give a major shout out to the new chief, Todd Bedison. I think, I hate to say it like this, but I think this is the best decision the mayor's ever made in his tenure. Happy to see him go. So I appreciate the meeting we just had with the Moses Keeping Boots on the Ground. That was very, very informative, and that was very productive. But I do want to direct my attention to Sherman Lee Butler and the fact that we need some accountability and transparency around that matter. The city of, I can't think what city it is, but there's a John Zook Jr., the city of Wayne. Kim Worthy and the city of Wayne just decided not to release the body cam footage in that shooting, which was another mentally ill individual who called the police and was killed by, even though this is technically not a police shooting, but police were present. We'd like to see that video. I feel like this is a stand that the city can make. This is a stand that we can make for a positive accord. You know, under the last administration, I'm not going to talk bad on him, but under the last administration, we were not able to get this video. It'd be nice to get this video. I also want to turn my attention to Sergeant Dowdy and homicide. I'm going to talk about Sergeant Dowdy every single time I come here. There's a complaint against Sergeant Dowdy. I want to talk about Sergeant Dowdy. He's a homicide sergeant, and he is very rude to victims of homicide's family members. And I feel like in a tragedy, when somebody loses their life, that's the time that you want to be as, as careful with the person and, as steadfast a person as you can be. And we have people who are not taking care with victims of homicide's families. I think that's a very important thing we should talk about. And also just want to give another shout out to, Chief Bedison.
Thank you very kindly. We'll take this last one, and then we will have a quorum. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sharnita Williams, and I'm here to speak about the homeless people. I've been speaking about this quite some time. It's 26 shelters in the city of Detroit, and they receive over $75 million every year. The homeless shelter is for the homeless people, not for the people who have the means to pay rent. Officers are taking advantage of this, and it cannot go on. It's unfortunate that they do not comply to the laws, and they carry badges. It's like they so arrogant. They are above the law, and they do not have to comply because they have a badge. It's not acceptable, period. And this is going on. It's 26 shelters, like I stated before, and it's 26 directors. Everybody is involved. This could not be going on. Like when I went to the 2nd precinct today, it's 11 scooters. This is how they get get back and forth. They have to use their credit cards. They get in a list. They order Amazon. That's why they have the garbage sanitation department come and dump their trash every day at these facilities. It's not acceptable, period. And they not just living in there. Chauncey is an officer. His grandfather was an officer. He's working at the facility where I'm at. And apparently he don't know stalking is illegal. He used his personal device to record me live. That's illegal, stalking and endangering my life constantly. It's an issue. It's the issue with police officers paying the citizens to stalk me through the city and continue to endanger my life. And how they doing that? Swiping and paying from the dollar stores? All this is illegal, federal stuff. Something needs to be done. It's not acceptable.
All right, thank you. We now have a quorum. Please call the roll.
Commissioner Woods,
Present.
Commissioner Smith,
Present.
Commissioner Bernard,
Attorney Linda Bernard, District 2. Welcome, everyone. Present.
Commissioner Banks,
Present, District 3.
Commissioner Bell excused, Commissioner Burton, Commissioner Carter excused. Commissioner Moore?
Present, District 7.
Commissioner Hernandez is excused. Commissioner Presley?
Here.
Commissioner DeWalsh?
Present.
First, I want to entertain a motion, we have a quorum. I want to entertain a motion for the approval of the agenda, but with the amendment to add, I believe it's 4 certificates and 4 resolutions,
5, Mr. Chair.
5 resolutions, or 5 certificates?
Yes, sir. And those, can I read them all?
Yeah, absolutely.
Through the chair, those resolutions are for the school at Mary Grove, Principal Lisa Williams, Mumford High School, Mr. Damon Pitt, Renaissance High School, and Verinda Straughter. So I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda with those additions, Mr. Chairman.
Motion made by Commissioner Moore,
Second.
second by Commissioner Bernard. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion is carried. I entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes for November the 7th, 2024.
So moved.
Support.
Moved by Commissioner Bernard and supported by Commissioner DeWalsh. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah.
I would like to amend the motion
For the minutes?
for the approval of today's agenda.
That's been voted out already. It's for the minutes.
Oh, this 1 minute? Oh, okay.
Yep,
I'm sorry.
yep. All in favor say, well, hold on, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion is carried. The minutes are, I intend to entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes of the public session, that was public session. I entertain a motion for the closed session for November the 7th, 2024.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Smith and second by Commissioner Bernard. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? The motion is carried. Let's go to the introduction of the BOPC staff, Chief of Police, and all elected officials.
Mr. Chair, currently we have Chief Investigator Jerome Warfield, Attorney Dante Goss, Mr. Robert Brown, Ms. Teresa Blossom, Ms. Janya Underwood, Ms. Candace Hayes, Ms. Armesia Joshua, Ms. Mary Barber, Ms. Jasmine Taylor, Ms. Felicia Tyson, and Mr. Drew Fries. Supervising Investigator LaSonia Sloan of OCI. Our ASL interpreter on Zoom this evening is Dr. Stephanie Beatty, Court Reporter Don Handyside, Charles Henry for Media Services, and Chief of Police Todd Bettison. Elected officials, Marie Overall from State Representative Tyrone Carter's office, Ms. Frida Butler with 2nd Precinct Community Relations, and former Commissioner William Davis is on Zoom.
No, I'm in person.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right. All right. All right, thank you very kindly. So this evening, we're in the 2nd Precinct. The rec leader here at Adam Bustle is Mr. Andre Harris. Is Mr. Harris in the room? He's not in the room, but we want to thank him and appreciate him for opening up the doors and for his great hospitality and for the Adam Bustle staff. The president of the 2nd Precinct Community Relations Council is Ms. Frida Butler. Ms. Butler, can you please provide a brief welcome at this time? And she's an angel. Ain't she looking good in that green? Come on.
Good afternoon,
Good afternoon.
and welcome, commissioners, to the 7th District. It's not on?
They're turning it up. You can go right ahead. They're turning it up.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
I am welcoming you, commissioners, to the 7th District, and I am to introduce our commander at the 2nd Precinct. Within any successful business, group, or organization that carries out its duties and responsibilities, there must be an effective leader. There are certain qualities and skills that a great leader possesses: vision, commitment, compassion, dedication, and is a great listener. A great leader is one who will not only give an assignment, but when necessary, becomes a part of the team to get the job done. Commissioners, our commander, O'Rourke, came to the 2nd Precinct as Captain Anthony O'Rourke in September 2023 and was promoted to commander in November 2023. So you see, he's new. Commissioners, in life, things happen, and setbacks, as President Biden said, that they are unavoidable, but giving up is unforgettable. And I believe our commander, Anthony O'Rourke, is going to work and become one of the best commanders to ever serve at the 2nd Precinct. Commissioners and members, let's welcome Commander Anthony O'Rourke to this meeting for the District 7.
I don't know if he speak on the agenda. Do he speak now, or I don't? Yeah. Have a seat.
Okay. I agree with you, Commissioner. She is an angel.
She is an angel. Yes. Within the 2nd precinct, there's overlap of district of 1, 2, 6, and 7. Wow, this is a big district. Get on all of them. Like I know you will. She's actually is an angel. But so the Commissioner Smith representing District 1, Commissioner Bernard representing District 2, Commissioner Carter representing District 6, and Commissioner Moore representing District 7. And so we're going to let them give a welcome as well. Commissioner Smith.
You want me to do my certificates now?
Yeah, well, you can wait and give your greetings when you do that. That's good. We'll save some time by switching to Geico. So Commissioner Bernard.
I just want to say to everyone, welcome. I'm glad it's not a cold evening like what we usually have in November, and it's a pleasant evening, and so we all got here safe and sound. I'd particularly like to acknowledge all of the sworn officers in the room, and especially our new chief, Todd Bettison. He is not just a friend to the community, he is an advocate for the community, and as you all know, as deputy mayor, he dispersed millions of dollars into the community that have buttressed the city of Detroit. The commission is actively trying to address all of the issues that the community may have with respect to law enforcement. And Chief Bettison has been our partner in that regard. So I urge you to contact me or any of us if you have any issues and so forth. I try to address them both theoretically, if you will, through the commission, as well as an attorney. So thank you for having us this evening. Thank you for this place keeps improving. You've invested even more resources in this building since the last time I was here. And it's really great to see all the young people outside and going back and forth between the gymnasiums and so forth. And most importantly, it's important that it's safe. And I want to thank all of you gentlemen standing to the right and sitting in front of me for that. Thank you very much. God bless you all. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Bernard. Thank you. And Commissioner Moore, do we have any words from you today?
Yes, Madam Vice Chair. On behalf of the residents of District 7 as a whole, which includes the 2nd, 6th, and 10th precincts, we appreciate you. As always, we have the best turnouts here. You know I'm not making that up. 2nd Precinct always represents. So I just want to say thank you for coming out, and your input is always encouraged. Thank you.
Y'all did run out of candy for trunk or treat. Yeah. Y'all had a phenomenal trunk or treat and great community service. But you served thousands of people, and it was amazing. Thank you guys for being a blessing to the community like that as well. I want to give our condolences to one of our staff member. Her mother passed away, Angela Cox, and say that we send our sincere condolences to her, and we as a commission is praying for her, and we ask the community to pray for our staff member, Angela Cox, and we sending her a lot of love and prayers in her direction. Let's go to the certificate of appreciation first, and then we'll go to the resolutions. So the certificates should be, they're going to be done in one swoop, right?
The swoop is I can swoop it.
Swoop it.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Thank you. I'm Commissioner Tamara Liberty Smith, and I joined the second precinct for the trunk or treat, and we had a phenomenal time, almost like a whole block party inside of here. We had a great, great time. But I want to give you some certificates today to show you my appreciation for all that you do for the community. So is Jennifer Tyler, neighborhood police officer, present today? Okay, moving along. And I have, who is my police mom, Colette Burks Weathers. Is she present today?
Oh, yeah.
This my mama. And she know I love her and I appreciate everything. I also have neighborhood police officer Todd Eads. Thank you, sir. I appreciate everything that you do. Sergeant Edward Jackson. Now, we really had a good time. All right, thank you. There you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're very welcome.
Neighborhood Police Officer Lorenzo Hampton. This is my dance-off babbler. You're welcome. Thank you so much. Neighborhood Police Officer Errol Franklin. Did I say Franklin?
Now, that's my favorite NPO in all the department.
Franklin is not present, but I'm sure his colleagues will get it back to him.
Yeah.
Commander Anthony O.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. The demolition department for the city of Detroit, and I'm sure with the Adam Bustle and First Weathers will get that to them. And for the Adam Bustle complex, also you will get that to them. Andre Harris, the supervisor, I think he isn't present today, but they also will get that to him. And Captain Robert Mitchell, who is also enjoying his 32nd wedding anniversary, and anyone who can stay married for 32 years, I just, I'm exceptionally proud of him. But this right here is a dedicated community member who has a relationship with the second precinct, who was fatally wounded on his motorcycle while traveling on 75 a few days ago.
Wow.
He's known in the community. He's loved by many. His dedication, hard work, and loving spirit, I would like to recognize him today, and his family, his wife who is present. This is to Mr. Anthony, who is affectionately known as Hard Life Dorsey. To the Soul Devils Motorcycle Club, are you present? Can you please stand?
Absolutely, absolutely. All right. All right. Thank you very much. Commissioner Bernard? Are they taking a picture? Okay, come on, come on. Yeah. That's your district. Yeah. Absolutely. Do it. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, I was just aware that Ms. Purnell and Ms. Paniel, I'm sorry, Ms. Paniel. And Ms. Camille, thank you for your service for passing candy out during the trunk or treat. We had a great time. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I wasn't aware that you were here, but my apologies. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Commissioner Bernard? If you need any help reading the resolution, let us know. You got it?
My eyes are cooperating tonight
Okay. Yeah, right.
with good people. My resolutions, first of all, let me see if any of the persons, we will approve the resolutions through a vote of the board. But I
Okay.
want to see if the individuals are here. Is there anyone here from Renaissance High School? Come on up, and you're going to be first. I, ladies and gentlemen, chose to honor those people who made all of us who we are here today. And that is teachers and educational institutions that are in District 2. So, I actually have a resolution for several schools, but I'm not even going to mention them if they're not here. We're only going to pay attention to those that matter, that came. So therefore, this is a resolution, first of all, and the real resolution you're going to get is going to come in a big frame and everything like that, and it's a board resolution. And this is the resolution honoring Renaissance High School, from which I hope we get lots of recruits. Renaissance High School is one of Detroit's premier high schools. It's actually #1 in the city. Renaissance High is accredited by the
Get a point of order. Can ask everyone to be silent as she speak. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Can you read that first part again? Thank you so very much.
Okay. We've got an alumnus. Why don't you come up here with me? Renaissance High School is one of Detroit's premier high schools. And I said it's actually #1. It used to be Cass, now it's Renaissance, thanks to you. Renaissance High School is accredited by the North Central Association of Colleges and Schools and offers a rigorous college preparatory curriculum within a collegiate-like setting. With a population of slightly over 1,200 students, a cross-section of socioeconomic backgrounds are represented. And it is comprised of 66% of females, yes, and 34% males. We have to do better, guys. Renaissance High School is one of the 5 examination high schools in the Detroit Public Schools Community District. 8th grade students from within and outside of the district, private charter and parochial schools are eligible to apply. Selection is based on a completed application which includes recommendations, a student written essay, and passing the high school placement test. Students are expected to maintain at least a 2.5 GPA to remain at Renaissance High School. And whereas academically, Renaissance High School students perform above the state and national averages. Their average SAT composite score is 1,012, which exceeds the state and national averages. The advanced placement report to the nation cited Renaissance High as having the most African-American students in the world to successfully pass the advanced placement English, literature, and composition exam. Yay, team. Renaissance was recognized as a state and national Blue Ribbon School of Excellence. And in the last several years, U.S. News and World Report has awarded Renaissance their silver medal in the annual list of America's best high schools. And whereas Renaissance High School excels not only academically, but also athletically, boasting an award-winning program. The school's athletic achievements are numerous and impressive. To mention a few, the girls' track team and field team has secured 10 state championships, while the boys' basketball team clinched state championships in 2003 and 2006, along with a division title in 2014. And whereas Renaissance High School has a renowned and world-traveled vocal and instrumental music department, students have performed in London, Spain, Africa, Toronto, and Carnegie Hall in New York. We also offer a nationally recognized dance program that emphasizes training in various modern and ballet techniques. The Visual Arts Department has received numerous recognitions on the local and state level, including being featured at the Detroit Institute of Arts. Additionally, the Studio Arts program provides students with the opportunity to expand their talents in drawing, painting, photography, and graphics. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Detroit Board of Police Commissioners, speaking on behalf of the citizens of the great city of Detroit, recognizes and honors the lifelong contributions and commitment to excellence in public service by Renaissance High School. Their display of excellence and unwavering community spirit has improved the quality of life for the citizens of Detroit. We wish you, Madam Principal, who we're going to address in 1 minute, the best in your future endeavors.
What is the pleasure of the board?
I move that we adopt this resolution into our archives.
Support.
A motion made by Commissioner Presley, second by Commissioner Moore to approve the resolution to go into our archives. Any discussion? Anyone, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion is carried. Come on, let's give them a round of applause.
Now, as everyone in this room knows, in order to have great results, you have to have a great leader. So, the young lady standing to my left is Verinda Straughter. Did I say it? Straughter, yes. Straughter. Okay, Straughter. And her resolution reads as follows. Whereas the principal of Renaissance High School, Verinda Straughter, has been an educator since 1997. She holds a bachelor's and master's degree from the University of Michigan in actuarial science and secondary mathematics education, respectively. She also has a specialist degree from Eastern Michigan University in education administration. And whereas her professional career began as a mathematics teacher, my worst subject, she taught mathematics for 15 years at Macomb County Community College and in the Detroit Public Schools. Mrs. Straughter took her first administrative job at Cass Tech as an assistant principal, followed by her being an assistant principal at Seaborn High School in Birmingham. Finally, she landed her dream job as principal of Renaissance High School in 2018. And whereas Ms. Straughter's husband, Lawrence, is also a high school principal at Hamtramck High School. Together, they have 3 young adult sons, Miles, Dylan, and Lincoln. Miles is a graduate of Renaissance High and currently a junior at Morehouse College in Atlanta. Dylan and Lincoln are students at Renaissance High. All right, Laura, we'll give Morehouse some play, okay? Dylan and Lincoln are students at Renaissance High School currently. In her spare time, Mrs. Straughter enjoys spending time with her family and friends, entertaining, traveling, and watching sports, especially college football. So do I. Whereas Verinda is involved in her community as a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, Inc., where she has dedicated more than 30 years of active membership, serving on various committees and leadership roles. She is also a member of Jack and Jill's, the Jack and Jill Club of America, Detroit chapter, where she has been involved since 2012 with the local chapter, most recently as a two-term president, and has served on several regional committees. And whereas Mrs. Strouder has dedicated her life to serving children in the Metro Detroit area, she serves as a mentor to many as she is dedicated to the success, matriculation, and aptitude of all with whom she encounters. Veranda is committed to all students and their academic and social and emotional success. She is 100% committed to the growth and maturity of students becoming the best young adults they can be. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Police Commissioners, speaking on behalf of the citizens of the great city of Detroit, recognizes and honors the lifelong contributions and commitment to excellence in public service of Veranda Strouder. Her display of courage and unwavering community spirit has improved the quality of life for the citizens of Detroit. We wish you the best in your future endeavors.
What is the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Chair, I move that we adopt this resolution into our archives.
Support.
A motion made by Commissioner Presley to adopt this resolution into our archives, second by Commissioner DeWalsh. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any discussion? Or should I say any discussion? I should have said that first. Anyone opposed? The motion is carried. Congratulations. I think we should stand up for this.
And with your permission, Mr. Chairman, may our former chair, Reverend Presley, come up. He's a Renaissance high alum. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you. And congratulations on all of your success. Oops. Thank you. Okay. You're going to get these in big frames with a lot of decoration. Okay. But these are just the printed ones. This is your alumni. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for your dedicated service.
The next, and it's
Go ahead, Commissioner Banks.
Through the chair, thank you. I just want to say, Dr. Presley, that's you, Morehouse. I heard Morehouse. I heard that magic name. That's you, Dr. Presley.
Yep.
is anyone here representing Mumford High School? Good old Mumford, come on. I guess they didn't make it. We'll make it at the next meeting, Mr. Chairman. I won't
Okay.
read the resolution. And then finally, we have for today, we have resolutions as well, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to come. The next Thursday's meeting, we're giving one to the University of Detroit High School for Boys, which is one of the most phenomenal academies in the country. So I urge you to come and listen. And brother, I've forgotten his last name now, he's appearing personally with the principal and everyone else. So the final resolution, we can't do Mumford today, is Marygrove. Anybody from Marygrove?
There they go. Beautiful school, too.
You made it. You made it. Okay. Marygrove School. You guys know where Marygrove is. It's right over there on 6 Mile. It's actually the most beautiful campus in the city. Because it's so, it's so stately, and everything is real marble and real, mahogany, and it's just great. But anyway.
Okay.
This is a resolution honoring, it's called The School at Marygrove. Whereas the school at Marygrove develops critical thinkers and community-minded citizens who have the skills and knowledge to be makers, makers and leaders in the 21st century. The social justice and engineering focus enables students to identify and solve complex problems, actively participating in the creation of a more just and equitable future. Every graduate will be prepared to pursue their passions and succeed in any personal and professional endeavors. And whereas the school at Marygrove will eventually serve grades K through 12 and has been adding grades each year since it opened in 2019. The school at Marygrove is one school housed in 2 buildings on the beautiful Marygrove campus. And whereas the school at Marygrove is part of the Marygrove learning community a Detroit P20 partnership that includes DPSD, Starfish Family Services, Kresge Foundation, Mary Grove Conservancy, and the University of Michigan School of Education. And whereas what makes Mary Grove unique is the K-12 focus on engineering principles and practice social justice-oriented curriculum, extensive and extended support from college admissions through college graduation, elementary and high school, and first robotics. Now therefore be it resolved that the Detroit Board of Police Commissioners, speaking on behalf of the citizens of the great city of Detroit, recognizes and honors the lifelong contributions and commitment to excellence in public service of the School of Mary Grove. Their display of courage and unwavering community support has improved the quality of life for the citizens of Detroit. We wish you the best in your future endeavors. We thank and congratulate you, the School of Mary Grove.
What is the pleasure of the board?
I move, through the chair, I move that we adopt this resolution in our archives.
Motion made by Commissioner Presley.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Moore. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? The motion is carried. Mary Grove.
Wait a minute, you have one for you. This, again, leadership is the key to success. This is a resolution for the principal, Lisa Williams, the young woman standing to my right. Whereas Lisa Williams, the principal of the School of Mary Grove, a P20 partnership program, it's a unique public education institution in Detroit. And it has a distinguished and multifaceted she has a distinct and multifaceted career in education, spanning over 26 years. Her journey began with a deep passion for teaching, motivating, and leading, and has continued to evolve as she gains invaluable experience in various educational activities and titles. Her career began as an English language arts teacher at Martin Luther King Junior High School in Detroit Public Schools, where she honed her teaching skills before moving to the Oak Park School District. There she had several key roles, including ELA teacher, department chair, and dean of students. These positions allowed her to develop a strong foundation in leadership, which she later carried into her roles as assistant principal and principal in both the Ferndale Public Schools and Van Dyke Public Schools districts. Whereas in addition to her work in schools, Principal Williams also served as a school improvement consultant with Wayne Risa for 1 year, further expanding her impact on the educational landscape. Throughout her career, she has worked with a wide range of diverse students and families, and her focus on building strong relationships with students, staff, parents, and community stakeholders has been a key driver to her success. She is deeply committed to fostering high achievement, maintaining a safe school environment, and ensuring equitable learning opportunities for all students. And whereas Principal Williams is a proud two-time alumni of Western Michigan University.
Yeah.
Where she, oh, we have one. Where she earned both her bachelor's degree in secondary education, English, and a master's in education leadership. Her commitment to excellence was recognized in 2013 when she received the College of Education and Human Development Golden Apple Award. In 2023, she was appointed to the Board of Trustees for Western Michigan University by Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
That's beautiful.
That's important. She can get your kids into school. I'm a former regent of Eastern Michigan University, so we're not making this up. I just want you to understand the essence of this. And as a regent emeritus, I can contact the president and I can get people admitted. That's just part of what she does.
Amen.
So I want everybody to be aware of that. Okay. Whereas, outside of her professional achievements, Principal Williams is a dedicated mother to 2 sons, Deontay Roberts and Jordan Williams. She enjoys spending quality time with them, cherishing the balance between her career and family life. Her vision as an educator remains clear: to create a learning environment that fosters a continuous improvement and provides equitable educational opportunities for every student. You bad sister. Come on, sister.
What is the pleasure of the board?
Move adoption?
Support.
Motion made by Commissioner DeWash to adopt this resolution for the archives and supported by Commissioner Moore. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion is carried. Come on, let's stand up and give her a round of applause.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for allowing us to honor those who all of us owe all of our success to, and that is teachers.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And principals. Thank you, both of you principals. We thank you very much. We'll make sure that Dr. Vitti will get a copy of this and the president of the school board share with the Board of Education. We deeply thank you, and we understand that the more you can educate our children and empower our children, give them the tools, they don't have to go see this guy, you know. So they see him anyway in a positive way too, though. Right. Yeah. Commissioner Moore, you had something? No, okay. All right. Thank you very kindly. Again, one more round of applause. I want to recognize former City Council member Rory McAllister is here as well. Thank you for being here. You're always present. Thank you so much. God bless. Let's go to the Chief of Police report.
Good evening to the board through the chair. It's definitely my pleasure to be here.
Yes.
And so as I start with my remarks, I just really want to thank the board, you know, for all the support that I've received from you, not just in this role, but even as deputy mayor and over the years. I'm going to thank you on behalf of the men and women of the Detroit Police Department, and especially our supervisory staff and just even the officers as well, because with the power of the board and the oversight of the board and your mission, you know, I really understand that and respect that. And so I just want to let you know, from me, I get that. The board approves all promotions. The board approves the budget. Thank you.
Yes.
The board approves. It has a say in the discipline, you know. And so, you know, I just thank you for your role. And then to the community, you know, I'm giving the board the flowers because the board meets every week. Now, I know a lot about boards, right? And I don't know of a board, I haven't found another board that meets every week and that is consistent and always here, and this really accountable to the public. And so I'm just giving y'all flowers because I, you know, in my role as deputy mayor, I done seen a lot of boards and a lot of stuff like that. And one of the things that a lot of folks don't know is this board does not get paid either. And then you got a staff that you manage, and you got a lot of reports that you read from the Detroit Police Department, and you take in the citizen complaints, et cetera. So I just say thank you to the board. And under my administration as chief, you know, I believe in transparency. Of course, it's well known of how much I believe in the community, and whether you call yourself an activist or an influencer or just a community member who's involved and care about your block club, your streets, and who's sitting in the audience. And, you know, it's a lot of folks who sit here and who repeatedly come, like Ms. Pannell. I met Ms. Pannell at a board meeting. at 1300 Bobian.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Wow.
And I was a police officer when I met Ms. Pannell. And Ms. Pannell was not happy with the Detroit Police Department that day, and they asked me to go out there and talk to Ms. Pannell, and I did. And we established that relationship, and she has become a strong advocate and been supporting us ever since. I want to give it up to that angel in the green over there.
Yes.
Ms. Fredia Butler, who is a fighter, a freedom fighter, and you know how we talk about, as deputy mayor, I bragged about how clean the city was and from blight to beauty. Miss Fredia Butler had her foot in our butt. She made sure that in this area right here with the auto repair shops that she was on Mayor Duggan's head, like, let's get this done.
That's right.
But she supports the Detroit Police Department. She supports us, and she's always here. So I just wanted to give those remarks just to give you an insight that under my administration that I'm going to work hand in hand with this board. And so, of course, it'll be things that, we have a difference of opinion on, but know that my heart and know that I see it's not going to be it's not going to be a lot of daylight in between. I respect your role. I respect the oversight and for the community. One time I even went on a trip with them when I was, I think I was a deputy chief. I went to one of the NACO trips, and I presented with Linda Carter, and presented. So this board right here, which was established by the late, great Mayor Coleman Young, I think it's the oldest board in the country, and it's the oldest oversight board in the country. And so we have something special here where folks look to the city of Detroit and what we have, and I lift up the board when you talk about the relationship between our law enforcement, our Detroit Police Department, and the community, and then that trust is just so strong. And so I know I probably went a little bit long with my remarks, but I just want folks to really know where I'm coming from. I am so happy to be back in this uniform. I enjoyed being deputy mayor. I had a good time. Y'all saw me on TV smiling all the time. But when the mayor said, you got an opportunity to be chief of police and would you like to go back? That was an irresistible deal to be able to come back with my brothers and sisters over here and work with you all. Yes, a resounding yes. And so, Mr. Chair, I would like to turn it over to the Captain O'Rourke, who has the full endorsement of Ms. Fredia Butler. So I guess you're doing a good job. I don't know, but I think if she say you're doing a good job, you're doing a good job.
Absolutely. Thank you very kindly. First, any questions or comments to the chief, anyone, and the commissioners?
Right. Chief Bedson, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Once again, through the chair, Chief Bedson, congratulations on your promotion, and just know that promotion comes from God.
Yes.
It says that in the Bible. Promotion comes.
Amen.
You're a believer, so you know that. But anyway, update on the Jameson Williams case. Any updates?
So I met with the prosecutor yesterday, Prosecutor Worthy, and so with the criminal aspect of it, she's still reviewing that, and it will be, I can't speak for her, but I don't think it'll take too long to wrap that piece of it up. And then from an internal standpoint, we have IA conducting their investigations. And what I can say is, I'll get a full briefing tomorrow. I'm going to be looking at video myself. I'm going to be looking through all of that. But one of the things I will say is, it was some things done wrong on behalf of some department members from a preliminary view of just but I haven't had the full briefing. But understand, when I got this job as chief of police, sir, you know what folks said? He said, you got a big job. He said, you got a big job, young man. They said, we're going to be praying for you. I said, I do. But this morning when I woke up, God said, you got a tough job. But I'm made out of tough stuff. And one thing that makes it not so tough is when you do the right thing. That's right. And you do the right thing, and you treat everybody the same. You call balls and strikes. Like with a football game, the referee got to call it like it is. And so just because the referee might be from Detroit, and they playing in Detroit, and the referee is a Lions fan, the referee still got to call. He still got to call them, text, and throw the flags on the field, and that keeps the integrity of everything how it's supposed to be. And so what I'm telling you is, after I get my full review and, you know, get the complete investigation, you know, the board will be briefed.
Okay. And
Yep.
On that note,
go ahead.
coming in today, I was listening to WJR. Jamison Williams was on WJR today. They were talking about the game that's coming up on Sunday. Last week, he made 60 yards of forward progress in the game. So it's something that the community is very interested in, and they're all for him. That's all I can say. And as a football person.
Hey, look, go Lions.
Go Lions. Go Jamison.
Through the chair?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is to Chief Bedison. I was always instructed growing up that nobody is liked by everybody. But I don't know if that applies to you, honestly, because in several conversations that I've had over numbers of communities and social economic levels, I mean, you are well received in this community, and I believe that that speaks to your character, your integrity, and your reputation. But I know that sometimes titles can overshadow personas, if you will, and I mean, you are the chief of police, and I recognize that that's going to come with its arrows, its criticisms, and the like. But I do find faith and confidence in the fact that even in your remarks today, that transparency will continue to be a mainstay of the department, the respect and valuing of community input and involvement into ensuring that we have effective policing, and to know the value of oversight and the work that we do. And so while I know that at the beginning of anything, it's a lot of love and salutations that is given, I trust, you know, that as things get rough and tight, you know, here as we move forward, that we do have a willing partner to work with. And so I did want to share that, again, from, like I said, almost every level and stage of community representation in the city, that we're behind you and that we're hoping your leadership will continue to excel the type of police department we have in the city of Detroit. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very kindly. Captain?
Commander.
Commander. He called you
Promoted
captain.
the man, y'all.
I don't know all that stripe stuff, man. You know. Commander.
Yes, thank you. We just celebrated Veterans Day on Monday.
Yes, sir.
As a veteran myself, 28 years.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service to our
Thank you
country.
to the
Yep.
fellow veterans out there.
Bravo. And our community.
And I will say I'm very humbled by Ms. Butler's previous comments. I'm glad that we have such a great relationship, and we think that's out of love and respect for each other. Ms. Butler is a model of passion and hard work that should be emulated by everybody, right? And I would like to publicly thank her for everything that she has done at the 2nd Precinct. Thank you very much, Ms. Butler. Quick overview of the 2nd Precinct. It's roughly 10 square miles and has well over 50,000 residents. We are committed to a high level of service for the citizens of the 2nd Precinct. I'd like to give you a quick example, and I'm not hating on anybody. I think friendly competition is very healthy in this atmosphere. For priority 1 calls for service, the 2nd Precinct is ranked 4th out of 11 for volume, right? Very high towards the top. As far as our rank for response time, we are also number 4, which means we are the 4th quickest out of the 11, which is definitely we are going above and beyond making sure that we are servicing the citizens of the 2nd Precinct in a timely fashion. Just for the record, we've serviced over 9,000 priority 1 calls for service so far year to date. City of Detroit is experiencing historic crime reduction numbers. Since being at number 2, I've been focused on the violence reduction that plagued the 2nd Precinct in 2023. So far, for 2024, the City of Detroit has recorded 40 less murders than last year. The 2nd Precinct has contributed a reduction of 7 to that 40. The City of Detroit, so far year to date, has had 164 less non-fatal shootings for 2024 compared to 2023. The 2nd Precinct has contributed a reduction of 42 to that number. So we are over a quarter of that reduction happening in the 2nd Precinct. Our Our detectives and officers in our investigative unit have worked to achieve a total closure rate for non-fatal shootings, which that's the highest level of investigation we are responsible for. We are over 61% for the year. We do lead the city in non-fatal shooting closure rate, and that's amazing. We value our partnership with our community, specifically through our neighborhood police officer program, which is led by Sergeant Edward Jackson. Our team has been integrated into the neighborhoods on a daily basis, from abandoned cars, blight, mediating neighbor issues, supporting all the community and block clubs within the 2nd Precinct. In addition to these everyday tasks, we've done numerous community events. A couple I'd like to just focus on. They've taken middle schoolers to the Detroit Institute of Arts to show them art that they normally would not probably see. So that's a great exposure for the kids. In July, we had our Jazz in the Park community concert, which was well attended and a great event. I think that's like the 4th annual one we've had. Spectacular. And then lastly, we've talked about already, the trunk or treat. Thousands upon thousands of individuals from the community were able to come into a safe environment and get Halloween candy, and I think it was a great event attended by all. And then lastly, I just want to touch on Adams Wetzel Community Center has become our second home based on the extensive renovations that are taking place at the 2nd Precinct. So we'd like to thank them for letting us be here. And please bear with us during our renovations. We will not close. We are still open 24/7, 365 days for the public for anything they need. That's all I have. Any questions from the board?
Through the chair.
Yes, sir.
Through the chair. This is for Interim Chief Bedison.
Okay.
I want to make sure I said it correctly. Yeah, Interim Chief, you know, everyone's talking about that you got a tough task ahead of you, but just know, anytime God has given you a vision for that. So anytime God give you a vision, he also go give you provision to get the job done. And one more thing, there's a case where I'm advocating for the family. Mario Willis, he been incarcerated now 14 years up in Saginaw Prison. And I'm advocating for the family, and the family's hurting. They in pain. Can we get someone to reach out to the Willis family? They're in a lot of pain, they're suffering, because I literally seen the video that they sent me, Interim Chief, that Mario Willis and his mother, Maxine Willis, sent me. I saw that the detective Shea literally committed police misconduct. I saw that with my own eyes on the video. And we really believe that contribute to him being put away for 14 years in the Saginaw prison. So I don't know, like I said, I'm advocating for the family. Can we possibly revisit this case, or someone reach out to the family?
Then Prosecutor Worthy said that case, she's very familiar with that case, and that the best avenue is through the Conviction Integrity Unit or the Michigan Innocent Clinic or the Innocent Project. They have a number of innocent programs in there. So I don't know that she had addressed that when she was here. Is there something you want to add to that?
Yes, hey, I'm trying to reach out to anybody I can.
Yeah.
I'm fighting for the family, Chair. They suffering, they painted, man. I'm doing everything I can. Anybody I see with some power, I'm asking questions.
He don't got the power to overturn a case.
So and through the chair.
Well, he got power to go to somebody, though.
That you went to already.
Well, yeah.
Thank you.
Maybe he can go back to him and get a new result. Maybe, you know.
Through the chair, I would just echo what the chair said, that you know, the family did reach out to me in my role as deputy mayor, and I actually talked to a reporter that had reached out as well. So you know, I'm not really familiar with that case, but what I did advise, because it went to a jury trial, and Mr. Mario, and I'm not Willis, is that correct?
Right.
Mr. Mario Willis was convicted via a jury trial, which takes it completely out of our jurisdiction. However, Prosecutor Worthy, who I have the utmost respect for, and, you know, just in her intellect and, you know, the way she conducts and handles business in creating the integrity unit, the conviction integrity unit. And so that's the best avenue, and I know they're working very diligently with that. And then the state of Michigan also, under the Attorney General, has a unit that they look at as well. But I would definitely advocate, and I know that the family is working with Prosecutor Worthy.
Okay. They still working with her?
Yeah, I mean, they're reviewing it, so.
Oh, okay, good. Oh, they're reviewing it. Wonderful.
Let me not speak for
I
Prosecutor
didn't know
Worthy.
that.
I'm not gonna speak for Prosecutor Worthy, but.
She's familiar with the case.
She's familiar with it, so, but.
Yeah,
I know they look at it.
say. First of all, we're not investigators in the sense of we don't do criminal investigations. Criminal investigations happen on the police level, the prosecutor level, the attorney general level, and you know I'm not Inspector Gadget. You know, now you see an injustice there and you're passionate about that, you're doing the right thing and advocating for it.
That's
you know?
what I'm saying.
And,
But I got the right.
I can connect you with the organization of exonerees, which is a strong organization that does a lot of advocacy in that space.
Okay.
You know, and that may be of some assistance. But again, the University of Michigan, they have the Michigan Innocent Clinic, in which I've personally seen people walked out of prison through that. The Conviction Integrity Unit, they just released their 40th person last week, so there's a lot of apparatus who could do real investigations and get cases overturned in the court.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Excuse me. You know, but
Right.
that's to make that clear.
Right. Well, you know, Mr. Through the chair, yeah, give me some connections, man, where I can, you know, take something back to the family and hope to put a smile on their face. You know what I'm saying? So, even if I got to stay after and talk to you,
I give you all those
let's talk.
numbers.
Huh?
I give you all those numbers.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Commander, I just want to say thank you for your leadership at the 2nd Precinct and the relationship you have with the community. It's phenomenal. Thank the MPOs led by Sergeant Jackson. And I want to give a special thanks to MPOs Eads and Franklin. I hosted my Wednesday at Wendy's last month, and they showed up. It's a 10th Precinct event, but they showed up from the 2nd Precinct, and that goes to show you the relationship between the 2nd, 6th, and 10th precincts. District 7 is one family. It doesn't matter if we divide into 3 different precincts. So thank you for leading that, and I'm a veteran too, so I salute.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Yes, go ahead.
Through the chair, I just want to personally thank the department. You are my personal precinct in my area that I reside in. I see you all patrolling through my neighborhoods. I feel safe. I see familiar officers. I just want to thank you for your service.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Yep. Anything? Yep.
And in keeping with what I said earlier, I want to thank you really for being a partner with the community, particularly with respect to the schools, high schools, grade schools, kindergartens, et cetera. All the children in the entire community look up to you, as you know, as we were all raised the same way. So I want to thank you for doing that within our community graciously and at your own personal risk sometimes, and certainly without any extra anything. But your antenna's up immediately when you see kids. I've watched you. It's amazing.
Thank you, Commissioner.
We're going to make sure that nobody's bothering them, nobody's soliciting them, et cetera.
Mr. Chair?
Yep.
Through the chair. My question, I'm normally used to have the citizen complaint weekly report, so I don't have the numbers in front of me. But anecdotally speaking, I know that oftentimes when it comes to misconduct, the 2 categories that have been problematic have been around procedure, officers not wearing their body-worn camera or not having them on during the duration when they should, and demeanor, which often comes with the use of profanity or using casual engagements with citizens, you know, calling them guy or boy or whatever the case may be. So from your vantage point, Do you see there as a misconduct as an issue in the precinct, and particularly around body-worn cameras and demeanor? Is there anything that is being done to ensure that we see less complaints from citizens regarding those two areas?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, Commissioner. Every ComStat, we review the percentage of compliance within each precinct. I'm happy to say that the second precinct does lead the city at a 99% clip for body-worn camera footage, body-worn camera incidents that are supposed to be captured.
Okay, good.
So almost perfect. We are attempting to try to get 100%.
Well, excellent. And then demeanor, because again, in some of the cases that I've read, demeanor hasn't had the intention of being rude or impolite, but again, being casual and unprofessional. And then we get these cases where citizens obviously are not satisfied with that. And so is there any kind of constant communication or training that's going on with officers to ensure that their engagement with the citizens remain professional?
Yeah, and professional is the key word that I throw in every roll call I attend, every conversation I attend, every email I send out there. As if they remain professional, I will back them, as long as they're following everything else. But if you're not professional, then that's the starter for the downfall of the incident or the encounter that we're having. So I have not seen personally a lot of issues with demeanor. There have been some things that have been identified and corrected at my level on a couple of those situations.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chair.
All right, thank you. Thank you for your service, and keep up the great work, and tell Earl Franklin hello.
Yes, thank you, Commissioner.
All right. We're going back to oral communications.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have 4 speakers. Our next 3 speakers will be Mr. Ronald Foster, former Commissioner William Davis, and an individual with the last name Edwards. Please state your name for the record when you come to the mic.
Good evening. My name is Ronald Foster. First thing, I'd like to welcome the interim Chief Bedison. Let you know I think the board has been doing a pretty good job, the direction they've been doing, and we'd like to keep that up. Secondly, I believe leaders are not appointed or elected. They are identified in a time of crisis. Your opportunity to be a leader is now. There's a crisis of violence against children and by children. After answering these 3 questions, I will ask everyone to change their perspective. What choice do our children make and whom they are born to? What crime do our children commit to be born into and tormented by poverty? And what crime do our children commit in their immature mind to escape these conditions that mainstream society turn a blind eye to? We have a crisis on mental illness. How do we plan to address mental illness encounters if you're not familiar with the DSM-5?
Excuse me, if we can get a point of order as he talking, you go ahead, give him 2 extra seconds.
Crisis on mental illness, DSM-5, that book and document is larger than the charter, it's larger than your law book. So we first have to be able to identify them so that we do not criminalize mental illness. We put the burden on mental health, then we take the accountability from addressing the social conditions. We need more social workers to work on social conditions and less police to criminalize those that are surviving the conditions that exist. And so I simply ask is that we change our perspectives moving forward. We put our children first at the forefront and keep that there, and that we use our CVI more in a more productive way and keeping our children first. So I appreciate all you all listening and everything that you guys doing, and keep up the good work.
Thank you. How you doing? Good evening.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I had originally planned to come here to welcome Ty Bedison back, but I had an extra reason now because my nephew just recently was stopped and harassed in the 6th precinct, one that I used to give high praise to, even though I don't know if it was officers from the 6th precinct. Anyway, just this week, my nephew was stopped, harassed, was asked, not asked, his car door was open, he was told to get out the car. His car was tossed. All sorts of things that, like, prior to this administration, I was appointed as part of the Justice Department that looked into Dearborn up under the Obama administration and the Trump administration. And I said, it appears as if there's a problem. You know, anytime young black people are being stopped and harassed and officers don't give their name, don't give their reason, you know, just think that they are empowered, that makes some young black people feel like they are living up under an occupation. We cannot, and I will not have that. You know, so I expect something to be done. You know, my nephew was so traumatized, he couldn't even go to work the next day. Because, you know, if you're a young black person in America, you have to be careful because officers sometimes shoot unarmed black men. You know, officers abuse their authority sometimes. And don't get me wrong, most officers are good, but, you know, sometimes you have a few bad officers to make the whole department look bad. So hopefully something could be done. Because like I say previously, you know, when groups was filing complaints with the Justice Department, I decided to stay away from that because I was already involved with the Justice Department. But if stuff like this keep happening, I can guarantee you I will get some results. Thank you.
Thank you.
Through the chair, I have a question.
Yes.
Commissioner, did he file a complaint?
Yes, that was
Yeah,
my
that,
question.
he was
That
just
was
here.
it.
Oh, that was the gentleman right there,
Yeah.
okay.
That was my nephew.
Okay. Because it's very important for people to file complaints.
I told him
Because
that.
if you don't file a complaint, it's just gossip at that point.
Right.
I know.
And it's a dark figure as it relates to the composure of an officer, so to speak. A lot of times we talk about the dark figure of crime and crimes not reported, but it's the same thing with citizen complaints as well. An officer might develop a pattern, but if nobody complains about it, then there it is. So thank you very much.
Yes. And in fact, while I was with the task force, the Justice Department task force, you know, we redid a whole bunch of policies and procedures in the police department for Dearborn. You know, perhaps we need to look a little bit closer at some of the policies and procedures here.
We got a deep dive. We got a new policy manager, and she a taskmaster with the, all of
And
it.
I
She's
just-
doing her job.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I just want to say that when according to policy, when an officer approaches a vehicle, he has to state why he's pulled you over. That's number one. Number two, there is no right to just summarily search a vehicle. There has to be probable cause to do so. You have a right to ask, I'm Officer Bernard, I stopped you because you ran that stop sign. May I see your license, registration, it's insurance, et cetera. Although they already know your insurance because it's in the database. Why that's a requirement, I don't know. But I'm just saying, that courtesy and that respect should have been shown to your nephew, and they had no right, unless there was some other reason, to toss the car.
Yeah, any other citizen. With that, the complaint is going to be taken seriously, just like every last one of our other
But I've been
complaints.
hearing a lot about this, and you know, sometimes officers don't even ask for a license or registration or anything. They just feel like they can flex, especially on young black people. And
Yeah.
that should not be tolerated.
It is not
We got what, over 2,000 complaints, Chief Warfield? These are complaints in here. It's complaints in a number of other folders, and we're doing our due diligence. The staff is working very, very hard, so absolutely, when that complaint come in, it's going to be addressed accordingly.
Okay.
Not to mention
Absolutely.
the fact that you have legal remedies as well.
The complaint that's within our sphere will be handled accordingly with our job.
Yep.
Chief.
Yep, and through the chair to Commissioner Davis, you know, I'm glad that you know, with
Excuse,
your-
let me get a point of order, please, ma'am.
Just wanted to say to Commissioner Davis, you know, I'm so glad that you did, you know, ensure that your nephew came here to, you know, lodge his complaint. But also in your remarks, I'm glad that you know, recognize that the majority of the men and women of the Detroit Police Department, you know, are doing a great job. However, you know, with complaints, we'll look into it. And like I said, for individuals where it needs to be retraining, you know, if a complaint is sustained, we'll definitely take the appropriate action. So,
I mean, I used to have a desk at the second precinct,
Yeah.
you know, so I could talk to people.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Last name Edwards, and please identify yourself after Ms. Edwards.
Hi.
Mr. Just one second. After Ms. Edwards, it'll be Ms. Fredia Butler, and then Mr. Michael Thompson, then we'll go into Zoom.
Hi, my name is Letitia Edwards. I'm from District 7. I'm a community activist. Is James Tate here? Okay, I'll talk to him on a later day. I'm currently being gang stalked, blackballed, and individuals are trying to kill me in my community for my mom inheritance. The probate court has blackballed me out of the Coleman A. Young building to prevent me from getting information on my mom. They have took my daughter from me to try to kill me, to prevent me from collecting my mom inheritance. That they tried to kill me so I wouldn't get my mail for the court date that's coming up December the 9th. The Coleman A. Young building, I know they have officers and stuff that work in there. I'm in and out of there daily trying to get things taken care of with no help. The 10th precinct is also involved. I belong to Detroit Historical Rock Church on Woodward. My baby been gone for 2 years. They aggressively, the police department aggressively, I'm from the 6th precinct. I brought some information I would like to give you all. I filed police reports. I was chased out in the middle of Plymouth in my 2023 Tahoe by someone. It has never been investigated. Investigator Counts just got the case a couple weeks ago after I filed some complaints with the Inspector General, but still things are being covered up until they can possibly get rid of me.
All right, thank you.
And can I pass these out, please?
You give it to our staff member back there. Thank you. Next speaker.
Okay, thank you.
Chief Edison, I will be speaking next week about you, but today we only have 2 minutes. I have to give my information, and because this is the limitation, I try to obey the rules, okay? And I hope next week they will allow me a little more time to address Chief Edison.
Amen.
Okay.
Amen.
Commissioners, since we are going to have a new administration, the first thing I thought about was our police officers. Mr. Trump has made many statements promoting violence and how our police officers should treat people when they are arresting them. Remember January 6th. I am also concerned about an article I read written in the New York Times that some officers are members of the Klan, and we know how they operate. I hope our officers are reminded to treat others as they want to be treated. Members in our communities, we know right from wrong. Let all of us be great citizens and choose what is right to say and do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next caller. Oh, next speaker.
How you guys doing?
How you doing?
All right, I'm having a problem with, how you doing, Chief Lips? I talked to him already about it, but I'm having a problem with,
Talk a little bit in the mic. Yeah,
I'm
thank
having
you.
a problem with the police, the Detroit police downtown, which are harassing me constantly, and they're also confiscating my product that I've talked to them about before, because I have a license to sell down in the city of Detroit. They tell me that I can't sell down in the city of Detroit. So on 9/22/24, I had an incident with me and my wife. The police came up, they put me in handcuffs, put me on the dashboard, telling me that, first they start saying, you know, where's your money, where's your money? She said, give me your money, give me your money. I'm telling them, I'm not giving you money. So they put my wife, who's standing right here right now, they took my wife, put her over on the side, and she told her that if she didn't give her money, she was gonna put her in jail. My wife was crying. She's telling her, like, look, this is my rent money. She's like, give me your money, give me your money. My wife crying. So my wife gave her the money. She rumbled through the money, took $60 out, and gave my wife back the money. So they put the money, she put the money in her pocket, and she proceeded to give me and my wife a ticket and tell us if we come back down there, they're going to take us to jail and tow our car. Okay. Now the problem that I'm having right now is, and I talked to a lot of everybody. I have a license to sell in the city of Detroit, but they're trying to tell me, what the Detroit police is trying to tell me is that I can't sell downtown.
What did you sell them?
I sell novelty items.
Okay.
Novelty items,
Like what?
I do festivals, so I sell light ups. Yeah, but I just sell.
Sir, what are you selling?
I sell novelty items.
Excuse me, sir.
I sell novelty
Excuse me.
items. Okay.
You out of order.
But-
You out of order.
But either way, the problem that I'm having is that Detroit, I have a license to sell in the city of Detroit, and if I'm not mistaken, downtown is Detroit. If I'm not mistaken, if anybody can tell me anything different, then tell me, but downtown Detroit is Detroit.
All right, thank you. You can get with our investigator back there, and you want to make a comment?
I can provide some clarity. You know, I've definitely been talking to Mr. Michael Thompson, and one of the things that, you know, I looked into is that with our city ordinances, he does have a street vendor's license. And based off when ordinances was passed, or however it is, but with the street vendor license, it allows you to sell everywhere in the city of Detroit except for downtown. And so, yeah, and so, you know, I told him one of his avenues to be able to do is definitely work through city council, et cetera, to be able to work towards changing, you know, the ordinance, possibly having it amended. He did bring up some valid points, but as it stands right now, on the license that was issued to him by the city of Detroit, it even says on there, you're able to sell except for downtown. And so, you know, the officers, when it comes to the enforcement piece of it, you know, they're legally right when it comes to that piece. It's some other allegations that he made as well, as far as money being taken. You know, it's over at Internal Affairs. They're doing their investigation. I did reach out to Commander McGinnis. The $40, well, $60, I'm sorry, but the $60 has been placed on evidence. And one of the things that they said that they found is with the items, they're looking at it to determine whether or not it's counterfeit. So, you know, with the novelty items that you were selling.
Right.
So that creates another whole issue, Mr. Thompson, for you.
But I got the receipts for everything that I paid for.
So
I got
I'll make sure that during the investigations, and you can have an investigation conducted here as well into that, sir.
Yeah, we will do that.
Commissioner Moore and then Commissioner DeWash.
Yeah, just very briefly through the chair. I guess my concern was the $60. I heard a lot of emphasis on
Right.
selling,
Right.
but I'm more concerned about the stealing.
Right, because
So,
I had no receipt, because I've been down there plenty of times. They done confiscated my stuff plenty of times. Never once have they ever asked me to give them my money. And why would I give you my money anyway?
I'm glad Chief Bedison said it was placed on evidence, so it is an
But they
acknowledgement
took
of
the
the.
$60 and they never gave me a receipt. They never told me
Okay.
to come down to get it. And then I didn't know what, the whole story is not being told because I don't have that much time. But it's been a constant nagging with this situation. And even though, like he said, it's not like clear cut like he's saying, like on the license it says that I'm down. If I showed you the license, they put that on there. It's not on the license where, or in the city ordinance that says that you can't sell downtown. They put it in there. They put it in there for a reason. And on my license, it doesn't say, okay, if you know when you get a license, it says doing business as, right? So they put your business name. No, on my license, it says doing business as downtown prohibited. I'm not doing business as downtown prohibited. That's what he's talking about when he says that it says downtown prohibited on my license. No, it doesn't say downtown prohibited. They put that on there, and that's what I'm trying to say, is that they're basically discriminating pretty much, because the police officers that's coming to tell me that I can't sell down there, they're literally coming out of Little Caesars and coming out of Ford Field. They're not like officers that's on the street. These are officers that's coming out of the stadium,
So-
coming to tell me that I can't be there.
So, Mr. Chair, can we just get a follow-up, from the chief on this issue, or you, sir? Come to the board and just keep us informed of what's going on.
Okay.
After
'Cause
today.
Yeah, Commissioner DeWash.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just have a question for the chief. What is the downtown area considered? What are the boundaries?
Thank you.
Central Business District, and so, y'all could Google it. I don't have it committed to my memory as far as what the Central District business, streets are, but it's considered that. And I know you all you could fact check it. You have a lawyer, the law department, the ordinance, and it's been this way ever since when I was a rookie police officer studying to get promoted for the sergeant's exam. It was there that with the street vendor's license, you are prohibited from selling downtown, and so that's just fact. And so and Mr. Thompson brought up an excellent point to me because I explained that fact to him. He said, well, I can sell everywhere else, and I said, and I brought up the fact, well, with businesses selling in front of them, it could create an issue. He said, well, I could be selling in front of businesses in the neighborhood. So I say, well, you know what? That's why you have policy amendments, ordinances amendments. You're going to have to take this up with city council, get somebody to sponsor you, and see what they would do with it. So, but as it stands, the law is the law, and so the officers are obligated to follow that.
Yep, so we kind of exhausted it here, but let me say this to you. You do have the right to talk to our investigator back there and do a citizen complaint, and I'm interested in terms of what happened with the $60. If it was taken the wrong way, if it wasn't done properly, and then that need to be investigated by us as well.
Right, because listen, I'm not here really, I'm not here really trying to be all, political or whatever. I'm trying to make money. And
I understand.
If the city give me a license to sell in the city of Detroit, don't stop me from being in a certain part of Detroit. Don't tell me I can't be in this part of Detroit, but I can.
Yeah, that's a city council issue.
Yeah, I know that.
That's beyond
I'm just
us.
saying in general.
Yes.
I'm just saying in general, and that's what I'm here for.
I feel that.
That's it. I'm just trying to get, and the police that's bothering me is the police. It ain't just regular police. It's the ones that's coming out of the stadiums who are telling me the stadium.
Private security is what you're saying.
No, police.
Okay.
Detroit Police assigned there.
Oh, I don't know if they're in police uniform.
Yeah, but let me say this again. Get with our investigator if you want to do a citizen complaint, and that citizen complaint will get investigated accordingly. All right, thank you very kindly.
Mr. Chairman, I just have one quick question, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Sir, why was your wife crying? What happened to her?
Yeah.
Because she threatened to put her in jail like that. Listen, that's what I said I had a problem with. Because I got a license to sell down in Detroit. And see, they see us down there all the time, and they mess with us all the time. And so she was just tired. And then when the lady told her, give her money, like my wife, like, why you, and she started threatening her, she a woman. So
She didn't give a
did not get a
receipt.
receipt.
That's what I was
she
going.
gave my wife, she'll tell you.
Okay, get with her. Go ahead.
What I want to say, I know a lot of people sell different items and novelty items, but you aren't allowed to sell things in the city. And the reason, that's why you may see, like if you're in the area of Greenfield Market, or you might see people at gas stations or something, because they have some type of arrangement with that business to allow them to be on their property of selling things to protect you and your belongings.
Okay. But when you get your license, they always ask you, what are you selling? Because they already give you rule books of what you can't. So anything that I was selling, I was legally able to sell because
It's all above my pay grade.
Right,
You know,
I'm just saying
and
that whatever it was I was selling, I put it on the list, and I was able to sell it down there.
We have
The problem
trained-
what the chief just said is, they want to take my stuff because they believe that my things are counterfeit, which I have a receipt for every place that I bought it from every building, everything.
Right. That's why I asked, what are you selling?
Everything. So I wouldn't go down there. Why would I go down there and sell something counterfeit and then come up here and complain about it? I mean, that's stupid.
Yeah.
If I knew my stuff was counterfeit, I wouldn't even do it.
Real quick, just Chief.
Connect with our investigator.
I agree with that, but Chief, do we have a detail that works out of Ford Field and so forth, and for them to come outside and do this? I mean, I'm just trying to figure it out.
we have police officers that, whether it's a game or, I would have to look at and see the details of whether it's the body worn camera, but we have police officers assigned throughout downtown. And so it's some that work inside to secure a venue, like if it's a Pistons game or a Red Wings game, we assign officers there. They are assigned throughout downtown, they are assigned throughout the neighborhoods. But the issue is that I can provide the board and, a copy of the ordinance. And so it's an ordinance issue, really, where if you're a street vendor and it's issued by the city of Detroit, you're prohibited from engaging that type of activity downtown in the central business district.
The bottom line is that an investigation would take place, and our skilled investigators would take a look at it, and if there was a violation, then they'd give us a finding. We're not equipped to do all of that, that's what they get paid for. And we have a staff attorney to look into all of those type of things, so he's yeah, absolutely. And so, next caller.
Our last speaker is in Zoom, Mr. Scotty Bowman.
You may be heard, Mr. Yes, you may be heard.
All right. Yes. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Todd Bedison. I wanted to say it formally, I guess, interim chief Todd Bedison. He's had many different hats since I first met him with community relations, and he definitely excelled great at that, and I'm hoping he does as well as chief. I hope many of the things that maybe he said aspirationally regarding, for instance, final word on promotions. Well, the charter does say that, and however, unfortunately, there have been situations where the Board of Police Commissioners got overridden on promotion denials. But I hope that gets fixed, and I wish him much success. I also wanted to speak on some issues. And at the City Council, I've actually listened to, they had their public meeting also on Tuesday, the evening community meeting. And I heard from both Commissioner Bernard, who actually came to the mic at one point in the meeting, and from a number of activists seeking transparency in law enforcement. Well, actually, I should specifically say Minister Eric Blunt, representing a coalition of activists. And they're seeking to see more transparency and more ready disclosure of body cam recordings, green light recordings, recordings of events that the police have in their possession that and often, in many cases, really should be made available for public scrutiny. And while I understand there is a need to protect certain information during ongoing investigations, I'm hoping to see some progress in that area. I think there could be some common ground between the community activists and, for instance, the committee that Member Bernard has participated with. Thank you.
Thank you. Unfinished business. At this time, the chair would like to entertain a motion for the postponement of the request for the board to receive a legal advice concerning employee evaluation.
So move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Moore, second by Commissioner Smith. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? The motion is carried. Let's go to new business, to the Special Personnel and Training Search Committee memorandum. Commissioner DeWash.
Thank you, Mr.
On behalf
Chair.
of Commissioner Hernandez, and we continue to send love to and prayers to Commissioner Hernandez. Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to read the memo, the Special Personnel and Training Committee meeting memo on Commissioner Hernandez's behalf. Dear colleagues, on behalf of the Board of Police Commissioners Special Personnel and Training Committee, please see the key updates from the committee meeting held on November 8th, 2024. Board attendees included Committee Chairperson Jesus Hernandez, Chairperson Darrell Woods, ex officio Commissioner Linda Bernard, and Commissioner Eva Garza de Walsh, staff attendees, Board Secretary Lydia Garnier, Robert Brown, Administrative Specialist, Latanya Limit, Deputy Chief Procurement Officer. Section 7-805, Chief of Police Search. The Board of Police Commissioners shall conduct a professional search with a reputable and qualified executive search firm or other equally qualified entity to identify candidates for the Chief of Police. The mayor shall appoint, subject to approval by City Council, a Chief of Police from a list of qualified candidates provided by the Board of Police Commissioners. On November 1st, 2024, the Office of Procurement sent out the advertisement for the search firms to reply. As of November 6th, the Office of Procurement received 4 responses. 1, Korn Ferry, a Los Angeles company, a 35% retainer fee. 2, TJ Staffing and Southfield, a Southfield company, 30% retainer fee. And 3, JMJG Connect, a Detroit company with a 30% retainer fee. 4, Capstone Employment Services, a Detroit company with a 15% retainer fee. After thorough review of each search firm, previous experiences, retainer fees, their ability to shortlist candidates, and their ability to have a process between 60 to 90 days, the Special Personnel and Training Committee made a recommendation for TJ Staffing to the full board for consideration. The next Special Personnel and Training Committee meeting date and time is to be determined. Sincerely, Jesus Hernandez, Chairman of the Special Personnel and Training Committee.
What's the pleasure of the board?
Hey, Mr. Chair, I still got, on the new business.
Okay, once we finish this. All right.
Okay.
We're in the middle of a motion right now.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Moved by Commissioner Bernard.
Point of order. So because this is a committee report, I believe the parliamentarian
Yes.
would advise that it's just provided to us by recommendation of the special
Yeah, by
personnel, and
recommendation.
then there's no second necessary.
Okay, all right, yeah. All right, by recommendation of the Personnel and Training Committee, all in favor,
There is discussion, though.
or is it, first of all, is there any discussion? There being no,
I have discussion. I just want to state for the record that I'll be abstaining on this vote, not because of my lack of confidence in what the committee has suggested, but because one of the proprietors of the company being selected is a member of my church, and so I just want to avoid any appearance of wrongdoing.
okay, all right. What's the pleasure of the board? Well, by recommendation of the Personnel Training Committee, Commissioner Bernard moved that this be approved. And anyone second it? It don't require a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion is carried
And one abstention.
with one abstention.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Commissioner Presley. And we're going to go finally to the Policy Committee.
Just quickly, there is no action item, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm not going to read the whole report. There were a number of persons present, both from DPD as well as board members and other persons who participate with the Policy Committee. The item that we discussed was the BOLO wrap. The department has decided, well, now they have 2 and they want to get more, and we were just developing a policy regarding the BOLO wrap. The BOLO wrap is something that wraps around you like a lasso, except it has little prongs and it immobilizes you. So, the Deputy Chief Bliss participates with the committee. He explained it to us. He's going to bring one next week when we have the meeting. But we're going to address the full, we have a draft policy, and we will vote a policy out of committee at our next meeting. So there's nothing for the board to decide at this meeting.
Okay.
That completes my report.
Thank you very kindly. Commissioner Banks?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Through the chair,
Yeah.
I just wanted to say again to the chief investigator, good job, what you're doing, you and your staff. You brought the backlog down from 1,200 and something to 500 and something. I really appreciate the progress. Good job. I just want to commend you again. You know, I know you took a little heat early on in the game, but you recovered. You turned the fight around, and it's going in your favor now. Bless you, brother.
Yep. And again, I want to thank all of the staff back there, all our technical assistants back there, and all the staff that's here. And again, Interim Chief Bettison, we deeply appreciate you rolling up your sleeve and hitting the ground running. I was deeply impressed to see that you went to all of the precincts, most of all of the precincts on your first day, on Veterans Day, to go greet the staff and talk with them and hear from them. And we look forward to doing everything we can to be able to do our best to bring more civility in the police department, which you guys are doing a great job, an amazing job, but we always need some tweaks. And so thank you so much. And having said that, I want to invite you all on the 20th, Teresa, Ms. Blossom, where we at on the 20th, we at what time? 1 p.m. We in the Skylar Herbert room. We will be having a press conference, and we'll be unveiling something very, very good for the committee. Of press releases going out, but we have created a dashboard, and you're gonna love it, and we're gonna go live at the press conference. And so please come, ask some questions, engage, but you're gonna be very, very impressed that Commissioner Moore wasn't at the police commission meeting going to sleep, but doing some work and doing some meaningful work for the city of Detroit. Having said that,
To entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
motion made by Commissioner Smith, second by Commissioner Bernard. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion is carried.
Commander?
We are adjourned.
Can I see you for just a minute?